started, um he
her
was with a
state.
different team. Yeah, he was with a different team, and it was, and then he went and he left, and then he came back, and now the team that he's with is actually really good. I'm not sure if you're familiar with David MacArthur and Jojo Bennington, but
No.
they're all part of our team, and they're we have, I think, 3 or 4 millionaires that are on our team, probably
Oh,
more than
great.
that. But those are the ones that I'm aware of, right? And they're very supportive, and so I like sometimes I get invited up to 3 to 4 events like a week. So yeah, because like everyone has stuff that they're doing, right? So, but yeah, it's so important to make sure that you're with the right team, right?
Exactly.
And that you get that support. So no, but that's very good to hear.
Yeah. Sadie, this is Brittany.
Okay.
Pleased to meet you.
You as well.
Hmm. Oh, sorry, that's my dog. So
Where are
how
you
about
located, Brittany?
I'm in Peterborough, Ontario. So yeah, so I'm about an hour out of Toronto.
Got it.
Yeah, but yeah, so if you hear the dog, that's why he's a very cute, adorable Samoyed. So he's actually from the Vanderbilt Club, and yeah, they wanted to show him, but COVID prevented that. So we ended up with this very adorable, cute dog that should technically be on TV, but he's not. He's in our home, so
He's
he's
not
very
in our
cute.
home. He's very, very right. Sending out the invite to get more people on here.
Mhm.
Got a couple things to share today. Oh, okay.
So you guys meet every Sunday?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. Interesting.
So we do community calls on Wednesdays, and that's for like we're talking about different health topics and things like that. And this is um like our group call where we do the leadership, business building, accountability, things like that.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. Here. Yeah, I'm also cooking at the same time too, so
Computer is just a little bit slow here.
that's okay.
And just coming on. I know Sarah said she was gonna try to make it.
Yeah.
We can go ahead and get started. We've got a number of things to kind of go through. I know Amy had posted that other call. She's so many calls out there right now. Like there's so many things to.
She's on so many calls and I don't have time for I was gonna jump on that call this morning today at 1, but I was doing cardio at the same time.
Yeah.
Mm. So how many people do you have as regulars that come to your group meetings for the Sunday?
It all depends. We've got a pretty good amount in our like group chats and like involved and stuff, but we kind of go through different phases of when people are available and not, but we have a lot of people that watch the recordings and stuff
Oh,
too.
excellent. That's great.
Yeah. So does anybody have any wins that they want to share? Anything that's been great this week that we can celebrate together? No, I got a hair.
I think for me, I've changed some things up just with my diet and different things. I've been going actually strictly keto, and I've lost 4 pounds, which is kind of counteractive because I actually I'm all out of shakes now, so I'm not sure really what the scale is now because I'm actually hoping my order would be here tomorrow. So it's kind of I lost 4 pounds, but then I've been doing all food the last 3 days, so that's gonna be a little challenge. But I'm gonna do a cleanse probably on Wednesday or Thursday this week. So
Bodies need that little shakeup.
Exactly.
Hello. I'm a hot mess right now.
You are-
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so we are getting back into doing events. We are partnering with a woman that does she has her own like CBD products
Okay.
that she makes. So we're going to start doing like women's wellness events with her. And then she is going to introduce, she is into like roller derby, and she has some people she sponsors. So we're going to go to an event with her and try to meet some people, like all of her connections. So I just love, because Jody and I are really into, like, I love doing events. I love supporting other people, but I really love when they like give back and support you.
Yeah.
And it's not just them wanting your people. You know what I mean?
That's
So that's
hard.
exciting.
You know, I do a lot of networking. There's so
There you
much
go, lower. No, it goes here. No, it's not. Look, it's not, it's fine.
just always trying to take from you. And you're like,
Really
"You know,
gently. Look, you do it.
your background is really loud."
Look, look right in.
Maybe you, Brittany.
Gently.
Oh,
Is Angela muted?
just wait here.
Yeah, it wasn't me. I'm in the bedroom.
I mean, I'm not perfect here. There, you guys, like, we all got different stuff, but it was sometimes pops up. We have a lot of like technical problems on this team, which just makes us special and unique. But people's videos go funky and all stuff. I don't know. Maybe it's because our energy is so great that the technology goes crazy. So well, I'm going to go ahead and just get this party started with an opportunity meeting. I've scheduled it on my side for Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific. So it's going to be 8 p.m. Central. I made this little flyer here, and we can go ahead and start posting it. I am not expecting a crazy turnout for this. This is just like, let's just rip
When did you say it was?
Thursday.
Okay.
And so Thursday, March 2nd at 6 p.m. Pacific, so 8 p.m. Central time zone. And it's just get healthy and get paid, learn how to leverage income and build a residual financial foundation. See there, I just went really I just picked a template and just went with it. And I am going to live stream it into the Facebook Team Unstoppable page. And so I'm opening it up if anybody wants to do this like every other slide with me, or if they just want to let me go ahead and do it. But the hope and dream is that like somebody from this community is doing one every week, and it helps to, you know, empower the voices that are learning how to do these things on their own, and giving everybody a chance to share their bits of the story and stuff. But it can literally be the exact same slideshow presentation that Emily and Hayden made, that we all just go through, and then you just pick up on different verbiage that everybody uses. So you're sitting here hearing new ways of talking about the shakes and their favorite things and stuff. So you kind of strengthen your way of sharing as well. So I went ahead and just got it on the calendar. I'm going to start posting this. I'll put it in our group as well. And so feel free to put it on your stories, on your page, anything like that. A lot of people do recommend not like showing the Zoom and passcode and like putting a sticker on top of it that says like DM for Zoom info, or like so that you get that personal invite or whatever. So I mean, that's up to you. You can always crop it and just add in the comments or whatever to let me know if you're coming or whatever. But I am going to keep it, at least for this one, it's going to be, you know, questions only in the end. So it's just me going through the slides and keeping everybody on mute and things like that. And so we'll start there and see how it goes. I've done a bunch of these, so I do need to kind of refresh myself with this exact layout, but should be pretty good. Any ideas, questions, comments about this one in particular?
I think it's a great idea, especially, you know, because I'm doing like I have two overviews on tomorrow that I'm gonna be using the slideshow as well. So it's just like, it's the more practice that we have, the better.
Exactly. And like I said, it's all about just like hearing other people's terms too, because we all go to these different calls and we're all in different groups and teams. So we hear those verbiages that like, oh my gosh, I love the way that so-and-so explained how our stuff is made or how it costs or anything like that. So, so we'll start with that. And then I just put this image in our group chat. And so, which Brittany, if you're not in that, Noah, do you know Brittany?
Yeah, yeah, I met her. She was actually in one of the groups that I was, one of the chats that I'm part of. So I invited her over to our call.
Awesome. So yeah, if she's not in the group chat, put her in there, and then you know, just interact as much as you want. Like the whole Team Unstoppable is basically just a group of leaders from all different teams, areas of the world. Like we have Australia representing, like we have all different groups in completely different leaderships, and we all just like each other. And it's so much more fun to build that way sometimes because we all have our own ideas and felt that there needed to be more community. And you see that in some of these great leaders and some of these great teams, but sometimes you just wish you could pick and choose your own stuff. So, so that is point number one I wanted to talk about, was the opportunity meeting. Then I wanted to talk about campaigns. I've been seeing Isagenix is going to do the cognitive wellness campaign. Is that something you guys want to like piggyback off of and like go forth with that? I didn't see all of the details, but it was something that I saw briefly in Leaders of the Loop. So the free product for March is the nootropic. And so I think that's where they were going with that. And like, I mean, there's a lot of like brain training and let's see if I can find the email here real quick. A lot of stuff going on with like brain health is a huge trend right now. So if we could find the dates, it could be a campaign that we could jump on. Otherwise, like, you know, if more than like 3 people want to do a 7-day or a 9-day or, you know, something like that, we could get in on that. But I really want to do these creative ones. Like I want to do, here we go. Mind Your Mindset, Monday, March 6th through Sunday, April 2nd is a 4-week cognitive well-being challenge designed to bring awareness to the incredible ripple of brain health, mindset, help you improve. So, I mean, if we want to like basically piggyback off of everything that the whole of Isagenix is doing and make our own spin to it, like I would be down for that. So I'm just kind of getting tired of like the same 7 days, 11 days, 9 days. It just seems like people aren't looking for that like kind of quick fix. And I'm trying to get away from some of that like diet verbiage and diet culture and stuff too. And not that we are that as a whole, just some people still see it and view it as that. So
That's why I really focus when I'm talking to people. I really focus on 30 days versus doing the 7 days, because I just don't find that those are as life changing.
and what I like about the 30 days is if you can get a group and put them in a group chat, and like the group chats that are like 5-6 people, even if they don't know each other, like put 2 leaders in there and then, you know, 5 or 6 people, like it's a constant checking on each other. And then they feel like it's a safe space to ask questions. Now we have this great, you know, chat that it's called Isagenix Community Support. Sometimes we change the names, but like it is getting pretty big. And I know I personally have some people that are like just quietly watching everything and they enjoy it and they peek in there every once in a while. But like, because it is so big, they won't ever come out and say anything. Like they may here and there a little bit, but like they're not going to be as active and as vocal in such a big group. So for the 30 days, that is where I find the sweet spot, is like that smaller group chat to kind of manage. And then you just check on them, you know, every day, every other day, things like that. But so we could do a 30-day and just call it like an intimate, you know, 30-day, and you know, we'll see how many we get if collectively as a team, starting maybe after the cognitive one, if we started, you know, mid-April and we did a 30-day, like springing into, you know, something, and we have, 15 people as a group, we can always just do 2 separate chats or something like that.
Yeah, I'm game for that.
Yeah.
I'll just throw this in too with the cognitive well-being challenge. I don't know if you guys received this or not, but I know with my group, I did receive a notification that apparently on the Google Play Store, they have an Isogenics app that you can add to your smartphone where you can kind of go and gauge the progress of the cognitive well-being challenge. So if this is something that your team is deciding to do, because I find for myself, apps are very helpful to me, right? It's entirely up to what you guys want to do, but if that might be a helpful resource for that challenge.
Okay. Yeah, definitely worth looking into because, in thinking like how we would, sorry, there's my calendar, and how we would do the cognitive challenge, like my first initial thought is it's just like education, it's maybe some interactive stuff like breath work or, group meditations, things like that or whatever, but like how else can we measure and how else can we bring in, like,
What was this? Was this email from Isogenics?
yeah, this is the Leaders in the Loop that was sent out today. It's always sent
Yes,
Mondays.
yeah, it
I
was
just
sent
want-
like,
Information about this app.
yeah, sorry, because I know that I'm from a different group and we have quite a few people in our group that are millionaires, and it was actually one of the millionaires that went and sent it, but it's accessible to anyone who wants to use it. Like I basically followed the link. Like even if you type Isogenics, it'll show all the different apps that they have, and that one will be listed. So I'm assuming that you guys are also getting the same resources that I'm getting as well. But I know that they send like so many things, right? And so sometimes it can get a bit overwhelming. But yeah, you can find it on the Google
Recall what
Play Store.
the app is called? Does it say cognitive?
Yeah, it says like with the I'm not sure if they've specifically called it cognitive well-being challenge, but it says Isogenics, and then it's for that. So yeah, because
Cool.
it's something that's appears to be relatively new, and it's to help measure, right? Because that's something that's so important, right? When you are using these products, right? To go and see where it's taking you, right? And if you're getting the results that you want.
Right. That's awesome. Thank you.
Mhm. You're welcome.
I was just looking in the Apple store if anything showed up, but nothing
I
here.
was looking at it myself when
I was gonna say I don't know if they have for Apple or not. But I think it's worth a look, right? If not,
I think already started in Google. They're probably gonna move. They're probably working on getting it with Apple too, because
yeah,
there's users for them to
yeah.
like population. So we'll keep an eye out for it definitely because I mean, I feel like for the people that really went in on that 30-day that Isogenics did with the app for that, the Isogenics challenge app for that. And I wonder if they're not going to use that for repurpose it for other things. Like right now it just says the 30-day kickstart, just go have. So I don't know if they're ever going to repurpose that again, but
well,
but-
you have that one that has Isogenics challenge.
yeah. So if we do the cognitive challenge, that's March 6th through April 2nd. So it's the 26th. So we have a little bit of time to kind of work on, campaigning it and things like that. If we wanted to do a 30-day well-being, like we could really start it at any time, but like, I think around holidays. And so if we wanted to do like a 30-day, just overall, well-being challenge, we could do Monday, April 10th, which is the day after Easter, and go through May 9th. The only thing I'm thinking is that we wanted to do mental health May, so that's going to overlap, but I think that's totally fine because they're, kind of focusing on two different things, and cognitive is very different than mental health because I want to focus more on like, not so much like brain function, but more about, like self-love, focus on anxiety, reducing depression, things like that, on a very holistic approach, and things like that. So, so yeah, what do you guys think about the day after Easter for a 30-day? Would that be, I mean, we could do it before Easter. We could do it, I mean, the cognitive ends April 2nd. We could start at April 3rd. But like I say, I think a lot about holidays, but some months have a ton of holidays. You know, people, somebody's going to say something about Cinco de Mayo. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's fine. Like, we're going to miss some, but
I think I like it after Easter.
I like it too. Angela said she liked it.
okay. So does it, okay, I know, you know, this is kind of getting far out, but I feel like I just need big picture here, or else it's just not gonna get done. And if Isagenix sprinkles in other stuff, that's great. If other people want to do other stuff, that's great. We can layer it in. But like, after we get through Mental Health May, we are going into summer months, and like historically, numbers wise, all of that stuff. Does anybody have ideas of like what works? Like what has worked in the past for June and July? Because those seem to be, you know, tougher months. People are getting through, you know, graduations, out of school, changes, things like that. So, I mean, trying to get in a healthy summer body thing, which again, don't want to be too toxic with that type of stuff, is kind of tricky in that time. So, I mean, we could do something like a summer salad challenge. It could be totally not even Isagenix related, but like, I feel like we want to have something to bring in camaraderie, like, you know, like a summer salad week, you know. Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna write it down though.
Summer salad. That's interesting.
I feel like, okay, so the Wellbeing Collective group, which Andrea Dolan does, they have done some really fun, like cute little challenges. They do 10,000 step challenges. They do water challenges. They do like crock pot challenges in the middle of winter, things like that. Not challenges, but like crock pot weeks and stuff. I haven't seen them do it as much this year, but I've seen them do it in the past years. And I always thought like, that's so neat, because like, they just get people to do different things. So like, we could easily do like a gallon water week in June as well, because it's summer related, or like step challenges are easier when the weather's really nice, like collectively everywhere.
Mhm.
Sometimes, I mean, yeah, I mean, even for the hot states like Texas and stuff, like they can still get out and walk. They get out and walk at like 6 a.m. before it starts getting hot. I went there in the middle of June in Houston, and like all the kids were outside playing at 7 a.m. And I was like, this is so weird, but that's the only time that it's cool enough for them to be outside and enjoy it. Because if you go out at 1 p.m., you can only last about 20 minutes before you get heat stroke. So, but anyway, so we could do, you know, step challenges. We could make June and July, you know, very movement and like, based on like things that people are always doing, like, and besides salads, we could do, you know, try new fruits or new vegetables or something, like trying to get very healthy nutrients, eat the rainbow type thing or something like that. So I wanted to at least get through, you know, through like July. So does anybody have any other like summer ideas, or do we want to just kind of stick with those for now and see what happens? Or anything else we want to sprinkle in? Anybody dying to do a certain kind of challenge these days?
I don't know, the one that I like doing, and this is gonna sound very silly, it's the walk your dog like twice a day challenge.
Okay. That's not
The critter, yeah, the pets seem to enjoy it. So I guess then everyone's kind of getting enjoyment. Now, not everyone has a dog, right? But it could be in groups, it could be, you know, whatever, right? So
yeah, no, that's a good idea, because then it makes it about another being, you know, not just about
yeah.
you. And like it reminded me, this is like off topic, but it comes in. I met with this gentleman recently, and he's doing this doing this documentary, and his whole goal is to partner up veterans with these kids that are coming out of the foster system. And so
Right.
basically in this like this 24-hour challenge where a veteran gets partnered with, you know, an 18-year-old that's just coming out of the foster system, and they walk like for 24 hours. And the whole time, like it's about mentorship and like pushing through a lot of the struggles and the hardships that come with like being up for 24 hours, walking that
Mhm.
long. That's a very, you know, that's a challenge, right? And so
Mhm.
they're going to do it as a documentary, and it's really cool. But like it gives the veteran purpose, it
Yeah.
gives them a mission, it gives them a reason to keep going. And then it
Mhm.
helps the foster kid who's probably never had a good mentor push through challenges and hardships. They've already been through, you know, a difficult life, but it gives them somebody to learn from and perspective of life through this whole thing. And so anytime that you want to motivate somebody or motivate yourself to do something you don't want to do, make it about somebody else. It's
Yeah.
parent, you ask every single parent, what is your why? Somewhere in that why is their kids. Like
Yeah.
it's how it goes. So if we could do something, you know, as simple as like step challenges and stuff and make it about your you fluffy dog, you know, like let's do it. So
Yes.
I mean, all of these challenges, like we could totally just keep wrap that out that aspect in. So I don't
Or
want to
just like just walk with either a pet or somebody, you know,
Yeah.
just that there is
Mhm.
not by yourself.
yes.
And then
Yeah,
encourage
exactly.
people to like, hey, like I don't have anybody right now, call up a friend, like let's make a plan. And it's also a way to introduce, you know,
That gives me like
different stuff.
that brings into all of our challenges, like bringing up the fact of like the higher probability of success is when you do it with a friend. And so
Mhm.
the cognitive challenge, you have a higher probability of success if you bring a friend. For the 30-day challenge, you have a higher probability of success if you bring a friend. So it's like, who do you
Mhm.
know that would do this to support you, is working through the similar goals with you? So I think that's just good in general to bring up as we're inviting and talking to people. So I don't want to spend too much more time like on this subject. Does anybody have any other thoughts before we kind of move on to our next talking about our Facebook group? Okay. So I went out yesterday and I scheduled a bunch of more posts in the group, and I went crazy. We did the hashtags where it was like try it Thursday, transformation Tuesday, workout Wednesday. And I know some people are still, you know, popping in there with their stuff, self-care Saturday and stuff. And I haven't been like 100% perfect with my commitments either, but like I just went through and tried to get a bunch of different variety of things in there. So I encourage everybody else to get in there and share things too. Anytime you see anything good, go back through, you know, your archives of stuff that you've saved, different pictures and photos, because I just want the group to be a little bit more active. And if you see somebody post something, I'm guilty of this too, but like commenting helps more people see it on the algorithm. And so try to comment and get more people to be like interactive. And the best thing that you can do is like tag somebody. So even if we tag each other, if I'm like hashtag, or if I, you know, at Sarah, this is just what we were talking about the other day, or at Sarah, I thought of you, you know, like at Noah, this is so crazy. Like, I love this idea just because it helps boost more people to be able to see everything. And it just makes it more of that team.
Well, you're right, because between myself, Sarah, and Mika, we've been posting our stuff, and then we've all been liking each other's posts.
Yes.
I don't know if you've seen that, but
You know, like it goes with our main pages and everything too. Like, I mean, I know that for a while back, especially when there was more community with my previous like team, we would all like share our post into our Facebook group and say, hey, can I get some love, you guys? And then everybody would go flood it with comments and with, you know, tagging stuff. And I mean, we could do that with our group too, and just say, hey, just did a power post, you know, can you guys comment and just do what you can to I mean, you know, consuming and spending too much time on social media is hard, but like doing what you can to just kind of have those comments rolling just kind of helps boost each other up. So
Mhm.
And
I
even if-
absolutely love that we've been doing that, no, and whatever, but I'm curious, how does that throw off algorithms though? Does that mean I'm just gonna keep seeing Mika's and Noah's and not see other people's?
no
You know what I
more-
mean? Like, how does that all work?
Well, because the thing is, we've been chatting on Facebook and everything else. So when you actually chat on Messenger, the algorithms you're seeing a lot more of those posts versus someone that you don't that is way down on your algorithm. Like, there's some people that say, "Do you see my posts?" I'm like, half of them I don't even see, or for like 2 or 3 days later.
And by the way, you can go into your friends list and you can see the least interacted with. And you can go through that like and start scrolling through. And it's weird because I will go through that and I'm like, no, I interact with these people. I talk to these people, what's going on. But
Mhm.
like click on some of them just to see, like, oh, am I missing their posts? And are they somebody that you want to be you know, interacting with? Because if it's like, oh, I could care less about that, person or whatever, then don't bother. But if they're people that you're, teammates with or
Mhm.
a potential uh partner or anything like that, customer. So yeah, I mean, the algorithm is wild. You just kind of gotta go with it the best you can. And so I did in the Facebook page, I redid like and I meant to do this forever ago, but like we changed our passcode to 2023. And so we had to change all of our stuff to say 2023. I posted the March topics, all that stuff. So it's all like in the pinned area so people can see that. I still feel like there can always be polishing up in that group. Like there's always stuff that I could do to kind of like improve it. We haven't been doing recognition in a long time. I just finished an IsaBody challenge. Brad finishes one tomorrow, and I would love to recognize everybody when they finish one. So if you have a teammate that does one, or if you or your spouse or anybody like enrolls in one, like we can just throw out a recognition.
I'm gonna be starting a new one this week, so just my
Okay.
challenge.
Yeah, I mean, we might be able to just like do like a batch of, a few of them, because I think Molly's on the same track as me and Brad too, so she's probably finishing up hers here soon. And so we can just do that like recognition, like way to go, 16 weeks of like, chugging along. So
And then adding that you get $200 like coupon.
Yeah.
Like that's huge. Like, hey,
Yeah.
stay active and you get $200. Like get collagen for $25. Okay.
yeah. Well, and that's the idea, is to like translate it into, how much like you get. So it's like when you can say, for me, we sat down and looked at, my account and Brad's account, like what do we order every single month? And then what are some of the things that are just like nice and extra to have, or that we don't order every single month. And sometimes we forget, like until we're getting low. Like I just ordered more cashmere cream because I noticed I'm getting lower on the thing. And this is only the third one that I've bought. And so I'm like, that's not bad. Like, it's really nice to have the coupon to be able to purchase that, because I would never spend $65 on
I
lotion.
know. I do that once a month, as I use that. I only do it once a day because I can only afford to do the
I know,
cashier.
I know. Like, I mean, but I have been so happy since I've
Oh
used
yeah.
it. I've not needed, so I think I've gone through at least 3, maybe I've done 4 of the cleanser, because that one I go through that one much faster. And I don't know if Brad probably uses that sometimes too, but I'm still on the first serum because I don't use that all the time. And then I'm still on the first eye cream. I'll probably be on that eye cream for like 7 years, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm not using enough or whatever.
I love it. Oh my gosh. I love what it does for my eyes.
No, I
And
use
it's a little pea size. Like,
yeah, I just feel like it's like the scant little trace amount or whatever. And I'm like, I don't feel like I need more, but like I used to get like eye cream all the time for free and like my Ipsy bags and stuff. And I'm just like, I'd never ran out of any of it, because there's always, you just use such a little bit amount. But yeah, so I think it's a good topic to talk about, and do like when my box arrives of my free stuff, like showing that like this was completely free just for being consistent and ordering the things that I love. And so yeah, so moving on to our community calls, I'm gonna stop sharing this because we've all already seen that. If you want to share something else here, which I think a lot of you have access to, but not everybody yet. This is our, hold on, now I can't see it because all of your faces are in the way.
You're on the side, luckily.
So this is our list of the date, the topic, the speaker, the product, the assignment. So as you can see, there's a lot of blank because that is just something that like I'm like, I can't do this alone. And so so we've got to be able to work as a team to get these filled in. So this week we're talking about why shakes are a good option as easy meals. And you know, I figured this week we can kind of talk about like what people are doing for their dinners, whether it's, you know, the instant pot, crock pot, you know, the fast meals like that, are you buying from a meal service, things like that, but just really talking about meals. And then of course our product is the no-brainer whole blend shakes. And then we've talked about cleanse before, so we'll go a little bit more in depth between the fasting versus the cleanse and what's the difference. Obviously cleanse for life. Then I want to talk about inflammation, which is huge. Moringa. Actually this should say super mix because this, I kept getting them mixed up. The super mix, the smart mix is for digestion. The super mix is the non-caffeinated one, but we could really, you know, talk about XM too if we wanted to, but. And then fitness products, Ampline, we can talk about Nitro, and then growth mindset, talk about NAD. And so I have a few people in mind that I just need to message and say, hey, Gus, hey, Heather, hey, anybody, would you be a guest speaker on any one of these Wednesdays coming up? Here are the subjects. Do you feel like any one of these is something that you love to talk about and be a part of? You can come onto our call for 5 minutes to be a speaker, or you can stay on the full 30 minutes if you want to. But just to get more stories. And I think, Brittany, you were talking about like Dave MacArthur, and he does like stories on Mondays and nights and stuff. And it's really cool how they bring in so many different people and they talk about their product and stuff. And so that's kind of the goal with this type of stuff. So we had Brendan come in and that was awesome. He did their one call. And so, yeah, we've just got to get out there inviting. And so I just want to open it up and say, you know, if anybody else wants to invite people too, and, or if anybody else wants to particularly talk about any of these subjects, if you're like, I can talk about hydration because that's a banger, you know, I love that, or whatever the case may be. I'm just going to highlight these so we know we've gone through them. So like, you know, just kind of opening that up because I hate feeling like I promise that something's going to get done and then I don't get it done because I've got too much going on. And so I also equally hate asking for help. And so we're just stuck in this, you know, everlasting cycle. But like that's where we're at right now, because I'm not going to be available. I know for the evening of the 8th. So this one, I'm not going to be able to come onto that one. And maybe one more this month. Maybe not. Maybe I'm daydreaming. I know there's one in early, I know what I'm thinking about. It's April 5th. So this one let me just make these different colors. Because I'm one of those people that have like a million highlighters and stuff. So the medications and side effects, which is, we might actually, I know it's not too late. I might want to switch that one because that's something I do really want to talk about, but I'm going to be in Orlando with the work conference. So Orlando just really loves me. And medications is my jam, all that stuff. So maybe we can swap the hydration one because anybody can talk about hydration pretty
Exactly, that's an easy one.
So I don't know. Does anybody have anything jumping they want to say about this right now? Or do you want to just like think about it? We can, you know,
Who's
go.
speaking? Who's speaking this week?
I don't have anybody lined up.
I can do the I can do meals and shakes. That's pretty easy.
Okay.
I can do that this week if you want.
Okay. Sweet. Okay. No pressure for anybody else. Just keep it in mind. Text me separately. Let me know separately what you're thinking. Of course, Brittany, you're always welcome to join. Really up to you. And okay.
So what time do you guys meet Wednesdays? I'm just curious because
Are
I
you-
know,
What time zone are you?
well, technically I'm so it'd be Eastern Standard, so Ontario time. So right now it's like 9:40 where I am.
So we do meet at 9 at night on Wednesday for you, and then in the morning it's 11.
Okay, okay. Because yeah, I know Wednesdays I meet with Harry at 8 because he has brand partners. And that, yeah, that's something that him and I have been working on, but I could see once in a while popping in, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so
We have a lot of people that come in, and the point of the community calls is to invite the community. And so we try not to be like, it's not meant to be like all Isagenix 100%. It's like,
No.
hey, let's talk about fasting. Like, let's talk about, these relevant things that people are, buzzing about in, like, what are you guys seeing on, social media? Like, what's the hot
yeah, yeah, exactly. And a lot of it, like, and I think this is where people get it wrong, right? Is that they see it as a fad, right? But really, when it comes to nutrition, it's a lifestyle,
Right. And that's
right?
where we build in the community and build in
Yeah.
the education aspect with these community calls. So we have people that pop on that don't purchase the products, and we have people that pop on that are like casual orders every once in a while. And us being consistent and, continuing to share, these calls, and people watch the recordings. Like, I go on there and I'm always like super surprised that the recordings, are getting views. And I don't know if it's just us or if it's other people, but like the fact that, we're making something of a difference out there. And I thought about it, like maybe at one time, like the YouTube can be monetized and things like that. And so that would be kind of cool if we ever got to that point. But
Yeah. I think where I can be of help, and it's just because I'm very much very resourceful with like my smartphone when it comes to Facebook. Because you said you have a page, right? I tend to comment frequently, like just with the current groups, right? So if you need comments on some of those posts just to get them going, not a problem. So yeah, if Noah wants to invite me like to your group, right? Because I get notifications and I can just go boom, 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 boom kind of thing, right? Because I know I've been helping Pam quite a bit with that. So
So that would be great. I just thought of somebody else. So
Now, you said you're meeting with somebody about brand partnership. Are you part of that pilot program or
yes,
what did,
Yes.
okay.
yes, and that's because that's under Dave MacArthur, right? And so I got involved. So like my sponsor, his name's Harry, right? And so he invited me. And so what Harry's done, because it seems like within the community, because everyone's they prefer doing the network marketing, right? But the brand partnership is very different, right? And a lot of people I think want to continue with what they're doing with network marketing, but it doesn't work that well. And so Harry and I have a background in retail, and what we're finding is that there's consistencies with how you do business in retail with brand partners. And so that's why he went and he started the weekly meetings for brand partners, just to kind of provide clarity, because it seems like there's so much confusion. And like with what he's doing and how he's approaching people, it appears to be working. And like I've been doing the same thing where I've been approaching as well, right? Now Harry's been in it a lot longer than I have, right? He's been in it for like 7 years. But like I said, we're finding that the retail side of things seems to be more successful with the outreach. So for like, if there's anybody in your group who's really interested in the brand partners and wants to see like what he's doing, like to strategize, right? And to build that network, like I can invite them to the group. It's not a problem. Because we actually talked about that about 2 weeks ago. And I said, because everyone's posting questions about it, right? And it seems like we're kind of, like sort of developing it because of our retail background, right? And yeah, him and his wife are like, yeah, no, like let's do this and let's outreach to anyone who's serious about brand partners and who's just not sure where, like how to move with it, right? And like I've done retail for like, oh, like since I was like in high school, right? And then I went in and out with like university and whatnot. So I have probably about 8 to 10 years experience in retail. And yeah, like I'm pulling all the stops. Like heck, I was selling MasterCards for Walmart, and our store ended up getting an award for
Wow.
what they were doing. Yeah, because they were selling so many, and they were two of us that were just cruising with it, and we were signing up anywhere between like 3 to 5 people like every shift. I think the most I signed up was like 8, and like it was ridiculous. So yeah.
Old Navy in high school, and we used to try to, sell people on the Old Navy credit cards and stuff. And
Yeah.
so, yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
and if you can sell a credit card, you can pretty much sell everything. But I do see significant difference with um like how Isogenics does their business model, because like the difference with Walmart is that you sell them the credit card, and then like the transactions like over kind of thing. Either they keep it or they're not. Like you have no more interaction. Whereas with Isogenics, you're building a relationship with those customers, right? And so you're continually, you know what I mean, like asking them like, how's it going, like how you feel, you know what I mean? So it's very different. Like it almost has commonalities with banking, like when people invest, like say in a national bank, right? So it's very different. But I find, and it's kind of funny, you have people like, and this is why I brought the whole thing up with animals. They're willing to invest a fortune in their animals, but not on their own health.
yeah.
And I find that baffling. I'm like, so you're telling me like you went and you dropped like 3 to 8 grand on your pet, and you were so unhealthy, and you're not willing to put in like $200 to $300 on yourself. Like that, I just, that
Well,
flabbergasts me.
even with people's health too, I have a
Mhm,
funny image where people, put all this vegan natural health stuff in their hair and
mhm,
make trash too. But, um,
mhm.
yeah, I mean, I think that everybody should benefit from learning about the brand ambassador program. So like if that's open, please share it
Yeah.
with, we can join in and watch replays and learn about it, because I have a lot of questions right now about like there seems to be talk about Isogenics says you can only share from Isogenics. Like you can't have like a partnership, or you can't be an affiliate with another company. And I
No.
understand
Mhm. Yeah.
a network marketing one, but like if I wanted to say this is a product that I want to endorse from a completely just direct sales,
Mhm.
there's like some people at corporate that are saying that like you can't be affiliated with any other income from a product if you're with Isogenics. And then we see people like Emily, I think her last name is Engelman. She's been on like the top pibs and the top, people on the email
Mhm.
lately or whatever. And you go into her Instagram and she is promoting all kinds of stuff. I mean, even other proteins, like she is promoting tons of things. And so it's like she can do that. But then I don't know, I think she's been in the company for a while, so I don't know if she's doing the ambassador or the program, or yeah, like
So
Emily used
yeah,
to.
because the way Harry explained it, yeah, like because the network marketing for sure you can't, right? The brand partners, it's being treated like wholesale, like I should say a retail store. So when you go into a retail outlet, right? You go and you see different companies with different brands, right? It would be like what you're shopping for on the shelves, right? And Harry explains it very well because the thing is like when you're going to salons, right? And you're promoting, like they're promoting stuff, right? And say if you come in there and say all you can promote is isogenic stuff, right? Well, that doesn't make any sense to their business model, right? So really with the brand partners, what you're doing is you're providing them a space, right? Now, because it's a pilot program, right? They didn't necessarily like promote it like social media style sort of thing. So yeah. But what's gonna happen, because I talked to Harry about this on April the 19th, it's supposed to go live, and once the program's live, then you can promote it by social media and stuff like that. So if like you guys want more question, like have questions about that, the and you decide that you guys want to drop in at our meeting at 8, because I can provide you that Zoom number and the time. So it's technically going to be 8 o'clock my time. So if it's a 3 hour difference, you'll, but yeah, because I'm not sure exactly where everyone is, right? So just take that into consideration. But yeah, like he can explain how it's different, because I think what's happening is people are getting very confused with um the different way of network marketing versus the brand partners, because there's a lot of things that are very common with retail and how like say a retail store functions with brand partners as opposed to the network marketing, right? So but yeah, he can explain that more, and hopefully that will provide clarity um, to everyone, because like he's gone to a lot of meetings and he's invested a lot of time in order to study and understand like what this is and what this is going to become, right? And I'm sure there's going to be people in isogenics that are going to decide, you know what, this brand partner stuff is just not for me, right? And that's fine, right? They if they want to just continue doing the network marketing side, then that's fine, right? But then when you do that, right, there's a lot of customers that refrain from purchasing products because they don't want any affiliation with the network marketing side of things. Whereas what brand partners does is it goes and says, look, this has nothing to do with network marketing. Treat this like a retail store. Treat this as if you were going and buying products, say from Amazon, right? So Amazon, you can buy when you want, you can buy as much as you want or as little as you want, right? So, but yeah, when he explained it and like how it worked, I'm like, yeah, that totally makes a lot more sense. But yeah, that's where I think the confusion is. And I think there's some people too that are like that are in the planning stages of this that may not necessarily agree with how things are moving, but I can understand why they're moving in that direction, because there's going to be a lot of growth in the retail side of things.
So
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 are they gonna allow our products to be on Amazon legally at that point, at this point?
those are questions to be determined, but from what I understand, because there are individuals who they like will have a website, right? And they'll want to promote it social media, or they say if they're using Facebook to go and do outreach to people
Yeah,
by social media, right? It's going to be more like that. And obviously it's going to be in its development stages as well, right? Because when something goes live, right, anything can happen. So who knows
because my
how that's
question about that is because Jay Bennett, which is what was my he got kicked out of leadership for putting things onto Amazon.
right. No, and totally understandable, right? And what we'll
Yeah.
know by when it goes live, what they will and will not allow, right? But from what Harry informed me, because he went to the meeting that they had on that, the leadership meeting, that they would allow things to be advertised by social media, the similar to what the network marketing side of things are, right? So where you're doing outreach, like say through LinkedIn or through Facebook or through Instagram, things like that. Or and if you have a web page, right? So you know how Isogenics provides us with our web page, right? Where we can promote products, right? That will be available through the brand partner side of things.
Sorry, Sadie, I know we totally went off topic of what you were
Sorry.
planning there. But no, Brittany, one last question though, with the brand partnership, so it's not network marketing, so the people below you don't benefit, like you don't help each other anymore?
No,
is that
it's not like that. So basically the way it works is that your customers are treated like how it is in retail. They purchase a product, right? So there's no they're not receiving any BV, right? But what happens is the brand partner receives a commission from what is sold, right? And
Oh.
so it has a kind of like a ratio of X amount of customers and X amount of money that you make, right? And it varies from like each country, like those that are participating in it, right? And so it goes from 12% all the way to 35%, right? And so then what happens is the network marketer, which has the ability to assign brand partners, they would be receiving 100% of the BV. And so what it does is it flows BV, right? And then anyone else that's say above them, that's a network marketer, they would get like 40% of that. And I know some of the people in our team were getting very confused because they're like, well, where's that coming from? Da, 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 da. But they have some way that they've determined the formula. So that's kind of where the flow is going. So it would be like if you had a say a person that you go and allow to take the commission, and you're like, okay, you can have the commission to whatever sales they are, but I'm taking your air miles as compensation. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how it's working, right? So I hope that clarifies it a little bit. Does that make sense to some extent? So yeah, but Harry does a much better job of explaining it. And like I said, if you want, I can invite you like to our page, like the brand partner page on Facebook. So it's something that he created because we do have previous Zooms that have been recorded on there that are only available to individuals who are part of our group, right? Or in this case, who have been invited into it. Like you don't have to specifically be part of our downline to view them and whatnot. So
yeah, if
yeah.
Noah adds you into our group, I know Angela Fedorov, she's on here but doesn't have her camera on. She said she was interested. So maybe do like a reach out
Yeah,
to her.
I already added you to the group.
Yeah, if you add me to your group, like send an invite
Oh, I
to
did.
that, right? Oh, perfect.
I already
Okay,
did.
excellent. Yeah, and no, then I will accept that. And then yeah, anyone who's interested, because yeah, like I said, this is like uncharted waters for Isogenics, right? And I think that's the thing that makes it like so thrilling, but to some so terrifying.
It's definitely exciting and there's so much to learn from it. Like they've been talking about it for years and it was like, it's launching soon. And then all of a
Yeah,
sudden it launched, but like only to certain people. And so like the rest of
yeah,
us, what is even happening? So I know like, I
yeah,
mean, a lot of people that have built a team and lost their team and built a team and lost their team are sitting here looking at it like this might actually be a better option for me. So I want to learn about
mhm,
it, about everything that we do. So it'll be
yeah.
great to see
What I can tell you about this, yeah, is that because I know Harry had people that totally loved the products but hated the components of network marketing in every shape, way, and form. And he's had some people that have come back and said, I will have nothing to do with the network marketing, but I'm interested in the brand partnership. And
Yeah.
I think that's why they're doing it. And it has nothing to do with anything that Isogenics has done wrong. It has to do with everything prior to other companies that were network marketing that failed.
Right.
And there's tons of them. In fact, there's one that's recently that just went under. So that's going to be interesting. I don't know entirely which one it was, but yeah, all I know is they're out in the US. So, and that's the thing. That's why these things are so fragile, and they have to be built well. And the one thing that's so fantastic about this company is, number one, they've been around for like well, at least 20 years, right? So that right there, there's credibility, right? And number two, whenever they build something, you know that they're going to build it right before they go and they launch it. So they test a lot of things. They go through like a lot of approvals. In this case, they went through a pilot program to see if it would even be viable, which I think is so important. You know, to take the time to do that, right? So either way, like it's gonna be good. And like we've seen it already when new products are introduced. Like this moringa is phenomenal from what I've been told. And the things that people are using it for, like I've never heard of. Like I'm like, what? Like apparently there's individuals who are using it that are having trouble getting pregnant, right? And all of a sudden it's like they're expecting, and then they end up, you know, like, which is amazing, especially for women who are above the age of like 30, right? Because it gets harder as you age. So like, and those are phenomenal things. Those are life-changing things for people.
Yeah, I hate to cut you off, but we are at our
Sure,
time.
sorry.
So,
For
I
sure.
know, like, we could all talk about how much, you know, these products are helping people in amazing ways. And so, just a couple quick things that we didn't quite get to, just get it, like, let's get back doing group reels again. And so, we can, keep up that topic next time. And, yeah, like, as we get closer to, the times that I won't be on there, I'll just delegate somebody that I know is going to be like attending the community calls and stuff so that they can make sure and lead it and all that stuff. So does anybody have anything that they're working on specifically this week before we jump off here in the next minute?
Not really. I just have quite a few appointments this week that I booked to the chamber this week. So I have a busy week. I have, I think, 2, maybe 3 appointments tomorrow.
So good. Well, great. Well, Noah, make sure and add Brittany to our
Yeah, I already did. She's
to the chat, to the Unstoppable Leaders chat.
oh, the chat. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
Put in all the information
Sure.
for Wednesday, but all right, this is
Yeah,
gonna
the leader, but I would say the leaders one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And so, but this will be recorded and we'll upload it so anybody else can watch it and have any questions, and then we can all ask it in that group too. So,
Mhm.
all right, you guys have a good night. Thanks for popping on.
Yeah, sounds good. Bye.
Good night.